All right, cool. I think we're good. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Clubhouse, how we feeling? You guys have a good 2-day break or what? A strong 2-day? What a webinar, huh? What a webinar this past weekend. W. Very good one. Let's all right, yeah, I think YouTube's back. YouTube, can you hear me now? Webinar, baby, inch by inch. You know, it's something that we've been talking about for quite some time, and we continue to talk about it more and more because over the years, it's something that has truly played a role in keeping us profitable, right? Especially when it comes to the base hit model and whatnot. That has been an absolute game changer. So now we're just beginning to talk about it on a deeper level. You know, it's no surprise that Mr. V's whole core philosophy or life philosophy is the slight edge and chipping away, and you know, I represent that in a big way. And you know, it's so cool to continue to talk on that and continue to get deeper and deeper on it, right? So we'll continue chatting. Anyways, let me see. YouTube, we good? You guys good? Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's pray, gang. Yeah, let's do it. Father God, we thank you for another week, Lord. We thank you for allowing us to understand the slight edge mentality, to chip away day by day, that in the little things equal the big things. So we thank you for allowing us to do the little things with so much big passion, Lord, so that way they can lead to what it is that you're calling us for. So we thank you for it, Lord. We ask that you would bless this stream. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's do it. Let's go on. Yeah. What up, Q? Jen in the house. What up, Tommy? What's good? All right, cool. I think we're all back. I think we're good. Yeah, I think YouTube's here. Clubhouse is here. Let me shut this office door and let's run this breakdown. Gotta set the booby traps for Kingman. You gotta set the booby traps out here, man. I got him all messed up before he even enters the door. He's got a mission. All right, I think we're good. How's the music? Let me know how the music is, gang. I think we're good. I got my tools pretty organized here. And music good? Let me know. A little loud. Okay. Let me lower it a little bit. All right, that should be pretty good. Let me know. Yeah. A little bit lower. Let's do it like that. Yeah, right there is good. I think that should be good. You guys don't want to just hear my voice. It's still raspy and, you know. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it here. This is, today is the 19th of January, yeah? So we're cruising here. So 19th of January, we have CAD news here. Today is a bank holiday for the US dollar, so there might not be too much action going on. Maybe we get some volume though from the CAD here with these CPI red folders coming out. So that's pretty much it for us here today. Tomorrow we got nothing. Wednesday we have Trump speaking here at 8:30, so that should be pretty volatile. And then you got some other news in the headlines here on Wednesday as well. Thursday you're gonna have, where's Thursday here? You're gonna have the price index come out, the GDP stuff. That's it, just 8:30 news. And then Friday we have PMI, so 10 a.m. news or 9:45 news here on Friday. So yeah, looks like a pretty good week. We got most of the big stuff out of the way over the last 2 weeks. So yeah, let's see what we can come up with here today. You ready, Philippe? Philippe is ready. He's locked in. Is everyone else ready like Philippe? You guys locked in? You ready to go? Let's all right, let's talk about it here. Let's move over to the daily here and let's talk about gold. This is the daily time frame. So when we left each other last, which was Friday, we had a basically a range form on the daily time frame. So this was pretty much your daily range here. You couldn't really shake it too much. It's trying to get below, couldn't get below here, tried to get above, 3 times, just couldn't really break up. But it looks like now we have officially gapped up. So from here, right, we opened up here. So major gap right through the whole entire range. You get a big, massive gap up, and now we're just continuing to move bullish here. So we haven't really done much since the big push earlier in the Asian session. So let's see what this 4 hour looks like. 4 hour is consolidating a little bit now, right? So this what I was talking about. You know, you really did a whole bunch here in this 4 hour candle, and then from that point you really didn't do much, right? You're just printing sideways now, consolidating a little bit and trying to find footing here. So we did close bearish with very little to no lower wick, right? So we kind of got a little support formed here. You have a wick to fill here as well. So yeah, we'll see what we can do here today. If we get some action, you know, we might even get that wick fill, right? Keep in mind this candle also closed with no top wick. So what do we know about bullish candles that close with no top wick, right? And then this bearish candle closed with no lower wick. So the price is a little confused right now after that big gap up, which is completely understandable. Plus it's a bank holiday and we may not really look to do too much today. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is chopping around here in this range. You have a major support level sitting right here at 46.64. You also have resistance sitting right here at 46.83. So again, you know, bank holiday, price ranging, 4 hour a little choppy here, so not much going on. Let's measure the range though. The range is about 157 pips, so certainly a bit of a tradable range here, right? Let's drop down to the 30-minute time frame because you have this resistance right there. But I was looking at this a little earlier. I want to see actually a push up and clean range, right? I want to see something that actually says we're going to move through those wicks there and actually push through, right? So let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So you got resistance here, right, at 74. You have a bunch of support sitting at 64. And right here you have all these wicks, right? All these wicks that are just attempts to break above this overall zone here. Now we officially did it, but what I would really like to see is the actual move, right? I wanted to see these candles actually move pretty easily through that chop, create the new range, right, and then have price come down at some point like this, and then look to take the buys, you know, after that pullback is formed. So possibly we can get something like that here today. If not, maybe just a little pullback below that range, and yeah, maybe we could look for buys here as well if we get something like this. So yeah, other than that, it's pretty choppy. I don't know if price is really going to make much of a move today, but you know, we are above 74 at the moment, but just a little choppy here. So maybe a nice little 15-minute closure above this overall area here, and then we got all that clean range to the left. We will basically keep ourselves out of trouble by getting into this breakout, right, and getting all jammed up here, and then maybe on that second breakout, that's where we can step in, and we got all that clean range to the left. So yeah, we'll see, but that looks pretty good to me. Buys above 76 here look pretty good. And then let's take a look at that 4 hour again. So 4 hour currently is pretty bearish. So yeah, I mean, possible sells below here as well, man. Let's take a look at that. There's a lot of rejection here. Yeah, I guess sells aren't too bad. 4 hour being bearish, right? This could be the top wick here. So yeah, sells aren't too bad either. So everything I do here today will be extremely light risk on the bank holiday, but yeah, this looks pretty good. So we look good all the way down into 65 today, and then in terms of the buys are looking pretty clean all the way up into 83. So that's that. That is that. So I'm gonna basically wait for these ranges and see if we can get a breakout or something like that outside of this 15-minute range here. Cool. Let's mark it up here. Yeah, I want to keep myself safe here because I don't know what you see, but I see a lot of rejections, yeah, everywhere. So you know the vibes. Got to stay protected. All right, so that's that. We'll see. We'll let the 15-minute lead us a little bit here. It's pretty interesting because you kind of have these range 2 buys, right? You're going against the 4 hour here, so you got these range 2 buys set up, but then very quickly, like, I mean, right here, the sells are actually pretty valid for the most part, right? If that 4 hour candle wants to start moving bearish here, technically that 4 hour candle is bearish. We did break through the lows here. Now we're creating a top wick, so you know, this could drive down very easily. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We see what happens. But yeah, that's gold. And now we wait. Let's wait for the breakout. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ here as well. Take a look at a little bit of NQ from the daily point of view. So yeah, NQ gap down. I haven't really looked at NQ, just gold, but we did get a big gap here. 4 hours been moving straight down here too as well. So 4 hours moving down. 1 hour's trying to come back, do some sort of a pullback. Just a lot of very awkward price action here today. Yeah, let's take a look at the 30. 30 minute is same deal as gold, you know, just really struggling here. Not much happening. 4 hours trying to continue to move down, but look how long we've been pushing here on the 4 hour. So I would expect a bit of a retracement. 1 hour is trying to move up, right? Trying to create these higher highs and higher lows. 30 minutes a little chopped up right now. I think that's a pretty decent range if we're looking at NQ, and if we're anticipating us to kind of push out of that 4 hour zone, then you have a very clean range moving up here for like what, 60 pips. So that's what you guys mean when you say you caught 260 points, 65 pips, making it sound amazing. Damn. All right, well, either way, 65 pips is amazing. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but that's pretty much what I got going on with the NASDAQ here. A little tricky on NQ today, but yeah, gold looks pretty decent. We'll see if we can get closures outside of the range, and then we can go from there. Yeah, a little funky here, a little funky. Keep in mind we will be trading inside the range today. Inside the range if we do take anything. Let's see though, because there we go, breaking the lows and right back up. So Z Gamer, how we feeling, big dog? Do you trade differently than Raja? I trade a little bit differently, yes, slightly. I mean, no two traders are gonna really trade exactly the same, but the foundation is there. You know, the foundation that I trade is pretty much market fluidity. That's where I learned everything from, and then, you know, I took what I learned there and I applied it over time, and then time taught me so much more. Does that make sense? I took it and I applied it over time, and time taught me more about the system. So I took a really good system and made it even better for me, right, to trade. So I'm all about taking good things and turning them great. You know what I'm saying? You know, my favorite thing, it's actually not even a thing. Humans, men specifically, and women. But I like taking good men and turning them great, man. Turning them to great men. Good morning, Mr. B21. How you feeling, big dog? That's a man getting great. That's a man right there getting great. Yeah. Let's see here. For the past several days, I'm not too sure what song that is. I'm not too sure. What do I do differently from Raja? Not much. I think I'm a little bit more patient, a little bit more disciplined, just in the candle by candle, you know, action here. I don't do many impulse trades. So like where Raja would enter on like maybe a break of the lows here, I usually don't do that. Same deal with the break of the highs. I usually wait for candles to close and all that good stuff. Trade copying on Trade-O-Vate, yeah, something synced. I forgot what it was called. Something sync. I heard that was a pretty good one. Today is a holiday. Yep. Excuse me. Banks are closed here in the U.S. Nick doesn't cuss at you. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh wow! Look at the movement. Yeet. Yeah, by the way, remember this entire range is chopped. Just so you guys know, right? This whole range, like if I didn't get an opportunity to participate in any of this today, I would not care at all, right? I would not care at all. So keep that in mind. You gotta wait for yeah, exactly. US 30, yeah, we could take a look at it. What is it? YM, right? On futures. YM. Let's take a look here. So for me, daily obviously gap down here. 4 hour same deal as NQ, just moving down. 1 hour again, trying to move up here, probably trying to get back up into that resistance and then see what it wants to do from there. So very, very similar to like NQ. You just have this just very, very difficult price action, right? Just kind of from that gap or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much what you got. Yeah, you got resistance here. So we'll see. Something that I do like is that 4 hours still bearish, right? So something I do like is like kind of using this zone here just as an observation zone, right? And then potentially looking for your sells back below here. So if you're anticipating, if that 4 hour candle is bearish, right? AKA the previous 4 hour candle closed pretty strong bear. This one, until it comes up here and breaks the high, it's still in position to continue going down, right? It's just making its top wick right now. So with that being said, you know, below that 49200 area, right? If you get closures back below there, like a bearish closure in your favor, well, now you got all that clean range to move down, right? So this candle here just created 55, 60 points of just clean traffic, right? So if you do end up like wicking out of that observation zone, let's say price moves in it, comes out of it, closes bearish below it, that's where you can potentially look for some shorts here and anticipate that 4 hour candle, you know, moving back down. So yeah, it's not bad at all. Not bad. Good morning. Yeah, what's poppin'? What up, Rafi? Good morning. Good morning. All right, we might have some opportunities here. Yeah, we might have some opportunities. So let's see if we can come up and make a decent top wick and all that good stuff. Keep in mind the 30-minute candle is still open here. It's got 14 minutes left on it. This is the last 15 of the 1 hour candle. So 1 hour candle did close bullish. We'll see. Maybe it wants to fake out below the range or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for a little wick here and then potentially, you know, give this a shot. But if not, I have no issues waiting on the 30-minute as well. More volume coming in too. What's poppin'? Okay, now that we got that lower wick, if we want to flip back up, we can get in on the break of the lows there, and we'll see. Look at Bankify. I don't think I ever even checked that. What's the symbol? Good morning, Tampa. Hey, yo. It's a nice, chilly, 40-degree day. 40-degree morning here in Tampa today. It's no joke. It's getting cold. Let me get my Clubhouse chat here, too. Where'd you guys go? Here you guys are. All right, let's see here. We got some opportunity, right? So if we enter on the break of the lows here, you got about a 33 pip stop loss for about a, I'd call it like a 50, right around 50 pip, you know, TP. So might wait for the 30-minute to close. Make sure we don't close like this guy, right? And then have a strong 30 closure at 9 a.m. You'll have more volume coming in there as well. And then look at it something like that right there. So we'll see if we can get that. That'll be the better move anyway. Any snow? No snow here. No snow here. Nothing. Monthly stats? Yeah, monthly stats are here. I think what's it called is updated already. The good old monthly stats. Yeah, we're moving along really good here. Really good. And I'm finna take my next payout here on what's it called? Top one here. But yeah, we're moving along nicely, very nicely. Today's the 19th, so this was in Asian last night. We'll see if we can get on the board here today. If not, no biggie. I've had a couple no trade days, 1, 2, 3, 4 so far over the past couple weeks. So yeah, moving along, being very precise. Got it on lock. Check the password. When are you dropping the name of the prop firm? Probably at some point later this week. Yeah, Asian trade was this right here. Let me show you guys. So this was the trade in Asian last night. It was right here. So it was this 1 hour, 30-minute inverted, not really inverted seller, more of like a fade. So entry was here on the break of these, on the break of that low, targeting that wick fill, obviously. So it looked good. This was the 30-minute time frame. Then you shift down to the 15-minute, and you had this like nice 15-minute onion breaking through both the lows. You had a beautiful target here. That's where I closed partials, and I just closed up the rest somewhere down there. Yeah, light trade, low risk, and that was pretty much the only good move out of all this rubbish here. Yeah, that was like the only good move. Damn. Maybe this one here too, but this one was alright too as well. This buy. Yeah, I like that buy. I wasn't around for it, but I seen some of you guys took it. That was pretty nice. I know it didn't work out to like the best of its ability there, but I like it. Inverted celery. Buys, break of the highs, massive bullish momentum. Looked good. Looked good. Am I opening my own prop firm? Nah. I was thinking about doing it last year, but we never moved forward with it. I didn't really want to. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, top one futures. So they just made a rule change. So no longer you're gonna get basically an extra percentage now when it comes to your drawdown. So I think that's pretty fair. I think that's a pretty good rule to put in play. So now instead of whatever it was 2, you get 3. So yeah, instead of like 2,000, you now got 3,000 of drawdown. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It gives the traders an extra, a little bit more wiggle room. Project X is not working. I'm on Project X right now. Seems to be working fine. My lot sizes, I use about 3 to 5 lots on this 100K account. Three to 5. But I'm very picky, gang. I'm a pretty picky trader here. Like I don't just take trades. I've really want to see exactly what I want, and if I don't get that, then I usually just stay away until I get exactly what I want. So that's how you put green on the board like this, right? So my one losing day was $19. So you got to be strategic. This is a business. You don't want to just randomly blindly take trades just for entertainment. I mean, this is serious business here. All right, we may make a run here on this 15. There's still 8 minutes left. I mean, I like it. It's good, but it's not great. A+ setups. Yeah, I just like taking good A+ setups. This 15 is not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah, we might make a run here. We may make a run. I was trying to see if it can wait for the 30 celery. I mean the 15 celery, 30 onion, but doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. 1 day away from completing 7 profitable days. First payout ever. Hey. All right, man. It happens. I think we all got to go through that type of stuff from time to time. Yeah, the only thing to do next is to, there's multiple things to do next, but it just depends. Do you want to go the 8-figure trader route next, or do you want to, go the self-sabotage route? There's only 2 different routes, right? So, you know, the self-sabotage is just, you know, do whatever, right? Whatever you feel like doing. If you want to take trade, if you want to over leverage, if you want to over trade and over risk and try your luck, then that's typically the self-sabotage way. And you know, you might get lucky 1 or 2 times doing that, but never enough to, you know, build anything long term for you. Or you can take the 8-figure trader route, which is kind of just chill, you know, just get off the sticks for a little bit. Think about what's even going on, right? Understand how this all just happened. It's called, the forex mindset calls it emotional hijacking, right? Where all of a sudden we start to lose a whole bunch of trades and we start to get emotional. So the best thing you can do is just leave the ring at that point, right? And, you know, call a timeout, get yourself together and show back up for the next best trade. You know, it's going to be tough to get that out of your memory bank, but, you know, the greats know how to do that. The greats know how to get that out of their memory, take the lesson from it, and then keep moving on, looking for the next best trade. So, yeah, there's 2 options. There's really just 2. We've all been there, and I think we've all taken both routes, right? You know, so yeah, I think everyone's taken each route once or twice. Yeah, what up, Rafi? Let's see, let me pop you guys up here. Rafi, got the beard growing, eh?
Yo, good
Little
morning.
5 o'clock
Yeah,
rough going, eh?
letting it grow a little bit, letting it grow.
Okay.
How you doing, brother? How you
Good.
feeling?
Excellent.
Happy Monday.
Amazing. Yes,
Lovely,
sir.
bro.
Incredible.
Lovely.
Fantastic,
Clubhouse,
man.
YouTube. How we feeling today?
How you doing?
Man, doing great, bro. Another week,
Nice. Let's go.
another opportunity, another day
Facts.
for us to do our thing.
Yes,
It's all
sir.
about opportunities. That's what you want to focus on.
Oh, yeah.
Opportunities.
Seize them. You know, you'll get plenty
know
of
it.
opportunities throughout your day. It's just, and you don't need them all, but, you know, you do need
Yeah.
some of them. So which one will you seize?
I was talking to, I don't. You never you've heard the name Rockaroo?
Nah.
Huge baseball guy. Minnesota back in 2015, we were just talking about stuff like that, and he said that's one of the reasons why pitchers hit perfect games and not hitters is because it comes to a point that the hitters feel so much pressure that they stop focusing on what works for them and on the opportunities, because every pitcher makes mistakes at least
True.
twice every inning.
True.
And he's like, hitters stop focusing on what has been working and stop focusing on opportunities, and they start focusing on the fear. So they stop executing on the right pitches, and that's the reason why, the pitcher gets more confident, the hitting gets less confident, and just because of that, they're focusing on the wrong thing when they come to the plate. Same thing here, we come in the beginning of the week and we're focusing on opportunities. That's what we're going to see.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about that this weekend on the webinar, by the way. But, it is what it is, man. That's what you want to start thinking about and focusing on, because then things become a lot clearer.
Yep. I like it. I like it. Got to focus on opportunities. Will you seize them when they show?
Will you be ready when they show? That's why you want to focus on that. You see it, you take it.
What up, YOLO Trader? There he is. How was everyone's weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend? I'm very curious to see if we want to break these
stuff out here.
4-hour lows today, man. Yeah, it was windy. Bro, it's been freezing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like 35 mile per hour wind.
Sheesh. Been cold in Florida too,
Yeah.
man.
It's like 40s, you said, huh?
Right now it's 39.
Sheesh.
39.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So. But Wednesday it'll be 70, so
It's not so bad.
we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Oh, 43. All right, we're moving along here. Yeah, today we get, no, today we don't even crack 60s. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, look at that. 72, 75, 77, 75. Can't beat that. Can't beat it. Sometimes I think miss some good opportunities and stuff. Yeah, it happens. You know, you're gonna miss sometimes like you will miss a good opportunity to wait for a better one. Like for instance, like just now, like let's say this position here, right? Like this is a good opportunity, but you are stuck in a 1 hour range, and you know price is chopping around, and a real like 30-minute would have, like a 30 closure would have made it more of like a great opportunity. So sometimes you're going to sacrifice good moves waiting on better moves, and that's okay as well, right? Like you can't take, you know, if you like the 15 here, I think this was a pretty good idea to get into this trade. But what would have made it even better was you get the full hour closure, right? You also get a 30 closure, and if that 30 was like closing around like 73 with a nice wick to fill plus the hour closure, and then you had that 15 celery, that would have made a great entry, right? That would have made a much better opportunity. So keep that in mind as well. Sometimes you're gonna let good opportunities go, waiting for better opportunities to show up, and you know every now and then you're gonna run into a day like that. So no biggie. Keep that in mind. You're not looking for every single opportunity in the market. You know, you really are looking for the one that you desire the most, right? The one that shows like this one is the most profitable when it comes to my data. So at 845, I'm actually not that profitable at 845. I noticed that a lot of my losses come at 845. So I tend to stay away from that now and wait on 9:15. That's where most of my winners come from, right? 9:15, 9:30. So you're going to have things like that too. And you just got to listen to the data, right? Just listen to your data. Data is what gets you confident. And then, you know, you'll be confident in those new setups. Yeah, I also know it's a bank holiday today, so I consider a little bit of everything, right? So when we talk about the conditions of the market, those are all things to kind of like just consider. All right, let's take a look at NQ closures. In the range. Goldie, we did close outside of the range too here, so yeah, we'll see how we do.
Listen to Dada.
Listen to Dada. You need to live in Florida? I think you do. Come on, man. Come move down here. I'm not sure where you are now, but Florida's a vibe. Yeah, the market hasn't moved since Sydney. Yeah, it really hasn't. You know, that was it. Just that Asian session push and a lot of chop here. You know what I mean? For the most part. I don't really see any. I actually don't see any opportunities. Like pretty much nothing. Like maybe this, but this a little overextended here, right? So nothing really there. This buy, it was, you know, it's kind of caught up in the zone here, so probably not the best buy. This sell was decent, but no lower wick, right? And again in the chop here, so there really hasn't been much. I mean, outside of like if you guys took maybe, I think this was good. I think this 30-minute inverted celery right here was good. That big rejection and then the break of the highs. You know, you could have probably got partials out of that, but maybe break even, maybe even a loss there, right? But I still think that was a good trading setup. And then the other one was probably just this one here, which is the only one that I took, which was like that 15 onion and then coming right down into support. So we just happen to have a whole bunch of volume coming at that time, which was nice. And other than that, look at this, just a ton of chop. 30-minute London open on gold. Let's take a look. London open. So you talking about this guy right here? Yeah, like these buys aren't too bad either. So you got a nice wick, some range up here. Yeah, I like this too. This is probably the other one. I just don't know how everything went down during London. But yeah, this is pretty good. London, let me see something here. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken that though, because I probably would have had my zone marked off somewhere right, like over here. Right, I probably would have had this zone marked off for buys above. So I don't know if I would have taken that London Open buy because you never really had a closure above, right there. Yeah, but the idea itself, I mean, if you had your range here, then yeah, technically you close above, and you know, break of the highs after a lower wick looks pretty good there, right? Wick fill, break even, and then continuing up. But I think I may have had my, if I was trading London, I probably would have had it right like that. Dun, dun, dun. Goldie. Goldie will probably touch down here at 66. Trading agent, yeah, just that one right there. Yeah, some guys took this to, I think, that inverted celery. But I liked the shorts last night, especially after this whole big move like that. You had a lot of rejection right here too, so. Let's go, Q. Or is that DJ Scratches? Let's get it, brother. Battle tested, baby. Battle tested. Let's go. Let's see the setup tonight. My man, little dominoes. Let's get it. Is it? Do they even have dominoes over there? Rafi, do they have dominoes in Asia?
I didn't see any out there.
All right, that must just be some regular pizza. Yo, what's up, Peter? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yo, yeah, this weekend, Rafi, I mean, that was an amazing webinar. I mean, again, like, I find it so interesting that kind of is like the underlining theme of like all that we do, right? It's like those simple base hits, simple little changes or tweaks in your thought process and your spoken word. I mean, it's truly it is a game of inches. It really is, you know, like that, the whole, like, if you guys haven't read The Slight Edge yet, I mean, I would highly recommend reading The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That's one of the best books ever written. And it really shows you that any ordinary person can become successful by literally taking ownership of their life by playing the game of inches. It's the little things done over time repeatedly that make the biggest difference. And like, damn, like you hit that right on the nose there in that webinar, dude.
Yeah, bro, thank you. If you guys missed it, yeah, something to go and look at, because remember, is how you process the information that is going to make the changes here, right? So we talk about some things that once you listen to that, it's going to make sense, not just for the P&L and for the results, but, you know, the neurological side of things. That's what we're struggling with here. Nervous system and belief systems, right? So these little detail that we just talked about in there, if you focus on that, everything, you will feel less weight on your shoulders. So yeah, it's huge. It's huge stuff.
And you need less weight on your shoulders. You notice how almost every single successful person you know, don't they just seem pretty calm? They never seem rushy, right? They never seem jumpy. They're very calm. It's almost like things just come straight to them, it seems like, right? But it's not. It's just a state that they're able to regulate themselves into, right? But you gotta take that pressure off. You know, you gotta develop systems that allow you to chip away little by little without too much effort, too much stress and restraint. You know, you gotta be very flowy when it comes to moving after your dreams and goals.
States. That's something that we also kind of brought up into the webinar. You know, like you gotta manage these states, and we'll continue to talk about certain things, and everything's gonna make sense later on. But kind of like gonna sprinkle here a little bit just for you to think about throughout the day. Emotional states, we're talking about energetics, right? And if you guys have been doing your homework, what happens to energy, right? Energy does what? It's a frequency, right? So if you are in a stress state of mind, it is negative, which is going to be attracting more negative results, right? So just think about it. You need to truly understand how these things work in order for you, if you're going to be into the manifestation side of things, right? Because there are different ways how you see things, but at the end of the day, they all correlate with each other, just like the higher time frame, lower time frame correlation, right? So you understand that this is not woo-woo thing. This is just facts. So if you truly want to be in a state where you're calm and no matter what happens, you will get negative results, but you understand that you have a system that over a long time ends up giving you the results that you're looking for. Now you are focusing on the right things. You see what I'm saying? So, man, it's just like being able to understand these concepts at a deeper level. That's all it is. And that's
It's a lot of perspective too.
Yeah.
Like Mr. V, I never forget. One of the sayings that always ring in my ears, he said, Nick, where you'll be in the next 5 to 10 years will be highly determined on how optimistic you can move from failure to failure. So what does that mean? Right? That's a lot to do with what we're talking about, right? What he said was, if you can stay in the state of assumption of what you want already completed, already done, act as if, let no failure shake you whatsoever, then you'll have everything you ever want, right? So that's my question for you all, right? How optimistic can you go from one failure to the next and to the next? That's going to determine whether or not you even make it in the game, right? And that doesn't even just mean trading. That means just a good structured life in general. Like, you're going to go through little trials and errors, but I mean, that's what tests our quality, right? So you want to be tested slightly, right? You want to have, like we talked about earlier, that the battle tested, right? You want to have that type of stuff. Otherwise, are you even doing anything, right? Are you even working? Are you even living? If you're not fully alive, right? And enjoying those failures and those tests and, taking them as they come. So, that perspective, can you develop vision, right? Can you begin to see clearly before the desire exists? Most people can't even do that. That's just the beginning. That's the starting of all achievement, right? And then, can you actually see it before it exists, and then actually feel it as you go through the journey and go through some of the, ups and downs of that journey? Can you remain fully in the regulated state? I mean, that is going to have a lot to do with where you go in life.
Yeah. And just to kind of like adding on to it, I don't want to get too deep because things that people are going to be like, wait, what? But if you think about it, every piece of information that you actually process comes with an image, because that's how the mind processes information, is through images. So whenever you see an image, whenever you process information, that originally is going to produce an emotion, right? So like you see a dog biting a person. It didn't bite you, but you saw the dog biting a person. Wow, right? There's an emotion that is going to spark. Now, that image right there, you are going to automatically associate dogs are dangerous. Fear, right? So whenever you start processing information and you do not understand how to regulate, you don't understand how to truly process the emotion that you just attach to this image, how can you stay positive when you see negative results? It is hard because, again, we're struggling with images and emotions that are tapped into the body. And when some people are not tapped into that and they're not allowing themselves to truly process and understand this information, it is hard. And people are like, wow, I just keep failing, and just feel angry about it. And now that information that they're processing is just more limiting beliefs. Bro, it's just fascinating how this stuff works. And that's the reason why we need to take it one piece at a time, understand it, process it, work on that. Because now you know that, whatever you call failure or whatever it is, it's just a pure representation of whatever meaning you give it to. It's fascinating stuff. So yeah, we're just going to continue to talk about that and give you little things here and there for you to be able to process things at a small amount.
Yeet. Who's ready? I can almost guarantee you that most of the people who you see us run through, like the share their names, share their payouts here, I would say 80 to 85% of them did not learn anything new about technicals last year. Maybe a little bit. But what they really learned was how to believe in themselves, right? How to believe, how to live in the feeling, the assumed desired feeling, right? That was the big change, right? Every one of them said it. They say, I didn't really pick up too many new technicals, right? I kind of knew the playbook pretty well. I just started to believe more, right? And because either me or somebody else would run through, payouts every week or whatever the case is, and we're trying to tell you guys, everyone thinks it's so funny, but it's like when you walk by a mirror, man, smile, say, dude, I'm freaking proud of you. You know what I mean? Like, I love you, right? Like these are the little things that are so slept on, right? But what make you really enjoy yourself, be partners with yourself, trust yourself, be confident in your decisions, right? Like, is really making yourself your own best friend and believing, number one, that you can do it. And I think a lot of people have really shifted the focus on what they thought they wanted and finally figured out what they actually wanted, right? And because what you think you want, again, is the lifestyle and all the money and the whatnot. And yeah, like that stuff is great, but there's got to be something more dialed in than that. That's going to keep you disciplined Monday through Friday, January to February, to March to April to May to June, July to August, September, October, November, December, January. Right? There's got to be something more powerful that'll keep you disciplined on a day-to-day basis than just the idea of the lifestyle, right? You have to dial that in more. Most people don't really think, right? Most people don't sit quietly for 5 minutes and ask themselves, look, if I fully trusted life, God, and myself, what would I build? If I knew no such thing as failure, right, and I believe that I can do anything, what would I want to build, right? A lot of people just never really take the time. Most people think that they want more money. It's not that. You don't just want more money, I promise you, right? So you really got to think, what is it that you truly want? And then I think a lot of people locked in on that idea this year, started getting grounded in that idea, and then all of a sudden the payouts stopped rolling in. But it wasn't the payouts. It was the silly mistakes that they stopped doing that led to payouts rolling in, right? It was them getting crystal clear on what they actually wanted, so that they knew every time I broke a rule. Like for me, every time I broke a rule, I look at my wife, at the picture of my wife and daughter, I say, damn, I just pushed their life back another week because of my stupid, idiotic, greedy decision here, right? So that's what worked for me, but you'll find something that works for you, and that's what equals payouts, right? Is having that clear, defined goal, looking at it, and when you do make a mistake, you say, damn, you know what? I just effed that up again, right? I just messed that up again. And if I keep doing that, then guess what? My wife might have to go work a job. I might have to go work a job. I might have to send my kid off to somewhere I don't want to send them to, right? So again, that's what got me disciplined. Not the idea of one day living in a nice home and, having a nice car and doing this. And that stuff didn't keep me disciplined, right? It was the fact that if I kept making mistakes, me and my family were going back to work.
Let me stop you in there, bro. If you are paying attention to what he is saying over here, an image, an emotion so hard
scares me. I'm scared.
It's what keeps you. It's what kept you. You see what I'm saying? It's an emotion right here. So that's the reason why we do not want to fear these emotions. We need to understand them and see what they're trying to tell us. That's what it is. It just think about it. It's like a fire alarm. It's telling us this is what you gotta do, my guy. So look at this. An emotion, an image with an emotion, get everything going.
Yep.
So beautiful stuff, bro. Like that's the thing, man. We gotta listen to ourselves. It's in there. It says that everywhere, right? Look within, tap into. I mean, that's what we're talking about right here.
Yep.
It's in there. Are you willing to listen?
Exactly. So you can hear the emotion in my voice, right? You can tell I was scared. There's a lot of people that are motivated by the dream. There's a lot of people that are motivated by the nightmare. I'm a little bit of both, but I'll be honest. I'm more motivated by the nightmare of going back to work, having to work for somebody else, having somebody else dictate what I'm worth, how much they should pay me, what they can say to me, when they can demand me to be there and not there. Like, that scared me since I was 10 years old. Like, it's not a new thing either, right? Like, I've always had that, there's just something not right about all that. So that's been my biggest fear, and that's been the fear that has kept me, free and on my game and precise and, mature, I should say, right? Maturity had rolled in. Responsibility had finally kicked in when it came to all that. Once I officially knew what I wanted, that's when I became mature. That's when I started becoming more responsible in my day-to-day decision making at the desk, and that's ultimately what led me to, bank payout after payout after payout after withdrawal, and then start to clean up my trading. So vision.
The beautiful thing is
vision.
That fear is still there, so it's just now part of your motivation. There's
levels
not
to
away.
it. No,
it's
there's
still
levels
there,
to
yeah. Exactly.
Now I'm over here like I can't even have a red month trading. Like, I don't want a red month. I don't want to. My goal is to never have another red month. I know it'll come at some point, but I don't even want to have a red month. Sheesh, at one point, I just wanted a green day. Now I'm like, I'm not settling for a red month. Like, I won't make, like, my playbook. If I follow my playbook to the T, very, 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 very rarely will that end up in a red month. I don't think that's ever happened. I think anytime there was a red month, which, by the way, over the past like 3 years, there hasn't been many, right? And that's all due to the fact that I am patient, I'm disciplined, I only, capitalize on these opportunities that we talk about. But very rarely will the playbook actually spit out negative results over 30 days of application. I haven't really seen it.
Yeah.
Back up we go on Goldie. Goldie. Would have loved to see this candle be the one that broke the highs at 9:30, but it's okay. That's a-okay. Yeah, vision, identity, and alignment. Most people get the first one down. They know how to dream. They just can't form up the identity, right? They can't become the man or the woman who actually deserves it before it happens. So that's where people really drop the ball, is they can't identify as that individual. They're too smart. They're looking at things in the reality and they're saying, Nick, there's no evidence that I'm that person right now. Well, the evidence starts up here, right? It starts in the vision. So some of these guys are too smart. They've grown up too much. They've become boring adults, right? They don't know how to pretend. They don't know how to use their imagination, right? And identify as the person who they see in the vision, right? And then comes alignment, right? So if you can get these three in play, vision, identity, and alignment, right? Because alignment is now really doing the daily actions, like daily activity that in a way is in harmony, right, with that vision and with that identity. If you can mess with all three of those and start really doing it, I mean, there's no stopping you, right? Most people fail because they skip 2 and 3. They want the outcome, but they never become the man or woman. They never identify as that individual. So, because you could scream 8-figure trader from the rooftop all day long, but if you don't start making those 8-figure trader decisions, right, identifying and then aligning with that idea, then it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. How you journal? Check it out. I did. Did you dream that? Damn, actually, you might have dreamed that. Did I make a video on how you had a journal? I don't think I did. Maybe. Oh yeah, you know what I did? Yeah, Joey, go to it's in the goal setting webinar. Yeah, that's probably the one that you're talking about. But how many of you guys can agree to not make that mistake? Everyone can come up with a vision, right? But can you identify and can you align with it? Can we not make the mistake that most people make, which they don't understand how to identify, they don't understand how to align with it, so they just think of the great life. They just say, oh man, life would be great if someday that can happen, but they don't back it up with anything. So I'm encouraging you guys on this lovely Monday, the 19th of January 2026, to really not make the same mistake most people make and dial it in. Get a notepad, write out your dream, write out the vision of your life, right? And really begin to act on it. Action. Any trade ovate tutorials? I think there's a few actually. Yeah, I'll have to look. Maybe some people might know of some off the top of their head, but I would just go on YouTube and just be like trade ovate tutorials. Boom. Don't just try it. That's right, Stephen B. Don't try, just do it. All right, Nick, I'm going to try and get everything. No! Don't try. Just do. 50K top step account. I would take the payout. Why not? Have you gotten payouts yet? Especially if you haven't really gotten many payouts yet, I would certainly just grab that.
Yeah, gotta pop that cherry, man.
Yeah, knock down that domino. Can you explain vision? Yeah, I mean, vision is really learning to see again, right? Learning to use your imagination again, just like you did when you were a child, right? Most people don't even lack discipline; they just lack like a vivid image of. That's what I'm saying here. Like most of you guys don't even lack discipline; you just lack a vivid image, right? That pretty much, like Rafi would say, like commands your nervous system to act, right? Like, so the vision just isn't there. So if you had the vision, I'm sure you would be able to apply discipline to it like you do in other areas of your life. So most people, they just lack that vision, and all it is learning how to see again, right? But not with your physical eyes, with your imaginative eyes. Your job is also, when it comes to vision, not to really figure out the how. Your job is just to see it so clearly that the how is forced to appear into reality. All right, that may sound a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to you right now, but that is what it is. Your job is not to figure out how everything's done. Mr. V would say, Nick, when the why is strong enough, the how is irrelevant. It doesn't even matter, right? The universe, just the world around you, your reality will actually conform to your perceived reality. And it's a wild thing to think about, but it's a law. It's just as strong as a law as gravity, right? If I take this dollar bill right now and let it go, it didn't go up, it went down, right? It's a law. It has to happen that way. So again, if you don't have to worry about how it's going to happen, you just have to see it so clear that reality will bend to it. New people are like, what the? What?
What are we listening to?
Hold on.
I just want to trade. Do we buy or sell?
Buy or sell? Yeah, no, these are the secrets. These are the secrets behind buy or sell. Anyway, hold on real quick, though. We got 3 minutes before 9:30 comes up here. So we're going to see where we head. I wanted to see if we can get that inverted celery down here at 9:30, but we popped on it there. So we'll see about 9:30 coming into play. Let's take a look at that 1 hour kind of tap target here and moving back up. So yeah, we'll see. We might have a 30-minute onion here as well. Join the Clubhouse. Join the Clubhouse Discord group. If you have any questions, just email us. Send us an email, info@timetoeattrading.com, and we'll get it set up like as soon as possible for you. All right, let's see how we do here. We got 2 minutes on the closure. So let's see if we get a nice little onion here, a little support being formed. And we'll see. Do we get support? Oh, Maverick's wildin'. You guys hear Maverick or no?
No.
They're learning about otters today. Otters are pretty incredible. Not gonna lie. The way they build is insane. Why do I keep watching the stream? Who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, you gotta learn to see again. Hey, there you go. There you go. It's so true. If we get support, what's the target? The target's going to be back somewhere in this like observation zone. So somewhere up between like 75 and 76, right? Basically where all these wicks are at. This is where we can probably anticipate volume pushing to, is somewhere in this wick area. So if we can get a lower wick, break the highs, probably going to take some partials right around that area. Good morning, Pablo. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna bring my microphone from upstairs. I got a new mic. I put it upstairs. Maybe I'll just put that one down here. I think it's a little bit better of a mic too. It reminded me. All right, let's see what we do here. Do we leave a wick? Insane 15-minute move there. Do I trade 930? Yes, I love 930. 930 is basically my favorite time to trade, especially gold. NQ? Hell nah, but gold, yes. All right, let's see if we can get a lower wick here and possibly pop off on this buy position. Yeah, let's get rid of everything. 4 hour starting to move back up, was unable to flip. 1 hour coming back off, rejecting out of that zone. 30-minute giving us a decent support here, right? Nice little onion play. Now all we need is a lower wick on this candle, and then we can potentially make our way back up towards 77 here. So let's see. Let's see, and if not, if we don't get that lower wick, which it looks like price want to take off, then what we can do is we could either wait for shorts up top, somewhere up here, right? Boom. Or we can wait for this candle to potentially reject, close bearish, and then look to take sells from there. MGC, this is the GC chart, but yeah, MGC is same, very similar to GC. It's gone. Gone. Just lost my 19th funded account. Any strong words that I can reshape this? I mean, strong words. I mean, you really just got to go and, I mean, you got to find out why you're blowing these accounts. You know, so once you figure out why you're blowing these accounts, what actions are kind of taking you away from profits, then you got to stop them, bro. Like otherwise you'll blow your 20th, your 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. I mean, I think I blew 30, 35 just accounts off on my forex funds, right? Because not that I didn't know what like trading was, I just kept rushing into it, making dumb mistakes. And you know, mistakes are something that you make that you don't know, right? But once you know the mistake, now you're just, if you want strong words, now you're just being an idiot, right? Now you're just blowing it yourself. So you got to realize in trading, we are our own worst enemy or our own best friend. That goes for life in general as well. So you really need to go see, why am I losing these accounts? What am I doing? Is it over trading? Is it over risking? Is it a bit of both, right? And then you got to realize, well, why am I over risking? Why am I over trading? Right? Again, going back to the vision, right? Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to shortcut the shortcut, right? Because I want you to think about it, gang. It's either this, right? You either dial this stuff in, right? Or there's a chance the only other option is 40 to 50 years of working a 9-to-5 job.
Dang.
Okay, I want you to think about it this way. You can die. You can commit to the. Realistically, I'll be realistic, right? Because most people won't be realistic with you. The 2 to 5 year plan. All the guys that just started trading last week are like, "Oh no, don't tell me that." Yeah, there's gonna be about a 2 to 5 year plan, right? Where it's gonna take you to, get involved in a system, learn the system, start to become profitable in the system, and all that good stuff, right? So when you're trying to over risk, over trade, get your profits quick, become rich early, whatnot, you are literally trying to shortcut the shortcut. Your only option outside of this, and maybe you become an entrepreneur doing something else, right? But realistically, most people, they're going to go back and work 45 to 50 years at a 9-to-5 job, right? So you can either get your shit together pretty much, right, over the next, year, right, and then become profitable and be able to do this, or you're going to have to go here, right, and you're going to have to continue to do the 9-to-5, paycheck to paycheck, work your job, live that life that you're trying to run away from. But I'll be honest, like, if you keep making dumb decisions, you're either going to run out of time, of money, right, to participate in trading, or you're just going to run out of mental sanity, right? And then you're going to eventually end up going back to what's familiar. So, brother, my name is Nick Stewart, and I am your friend. But if you don't cut it out, your next best option is 45 to 50 years at the 9-to-5 gig, right? Stop trying to shortcut the shortcut. Get involved in the 2 to 5 year plan. Get involved in the learning stage of the game, so that way you can eventually make money. Nothing happens until you take a good period of time, right? Roughly, a year or two, let's just say, to dial things in. Learn a simple system, learn the details of it, the nuances. Expect a 1 or 2 year of failure, right? But you really shouldn't have to fail any longer than that, especially if you're like learning from your mistakes and making your adjustments. So look, every day is a clean day. So just consider this a brand new day, a fresh day, and knowing what you know now. Lock in on your vision, understand why you're doing this, like truly understand, like actually spend like 10 minutes all alone thinking about it, and then get to work, and really do what I did and say, you know what, I'm going to be professional moving forward. I'm going to be mature moving forward. I'm going to no longer try and shortcut the shortcut, but put the work in, so that way I can get the results that I'm yearning for. So that's what I would say, dude. Nothing changes until something changes. So you got to make a move now. Well,
it takes change to see a change, bro.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Let's go, Cam. Hey, if you love your 9-to-5 job, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. I admire people who like what they do. I'm sure you actually do your job compared to most people. I said to Magnus, buddy, I love to see when people actually do their job. He was like, huh? I'm like, yeah, in America, people work and don't even actually do the job. So when people do it, it's pretty awesome. When they actually like what they do, it's pretty cool. And by the way, if you love it, and meaning like you're not doing it for the money, I'll send you my Zelle, Big G. Let me get that. Let me hold that. Let me hold that weekly paycheck.
Yo, we got the Viking in the house, bro.
A Viking?
Yeah. Still sunny out there.
Wow.
Give it 5 minutes, it'll be dark.
Hey, how you doing? The sun's setting.
Give it 5 minutes, bro. Then it'll be dark.
Hey, how are
Good
you?
to see you, bro.
Yo,
Hey.
good to see y'all.
How are ya?
Hey, how are you?
There we go.
What up, Rafi? What up, Nick?
Hey, how are you? Good to see
Hey,
you,
how are
Magnus.
ya?
Look at that. Sun's shining over there in Denmark. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Not for long, but we got it.
Sheesh. I showed you
Yeah,
guys.
today it's cold though, but I mean, the sun was great, so I just took a walk before coming on here too.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
fire.
It's got to be cold.
Today is cold. When isn't cold out there,
It's cold
bro?
everywhere.
Bro, it's mad cold over here. It's 1 degree.
Shit. Little Uno.
Dude, hold on. Let me just look in the jungle I'm in right now. Tell you
Yeah.
what we got.
Yes, sir. What's up, Roberto?
Hey, and then
Feeling incredible, man.
once you realize, hey, I'm not gonna shortcut the shortcut. You get the trading game. So I got this landscaper, right? He's like, we're going back and forth, and he's like, man, like he's talking to me about a job that I'm trying to get him to do, and he's trying to find a way to convince me that it's gonna be an extra $150, right? So he's like, by the way, I mean, I'm like flabbergasted that it's only that much. He's like, it's gonna be a lot extra, but it's gonna get done, and he's telling me the price $150. Gang, do you think I care whether or not the job's gonna cost me an extra $150? Don't you want to be in a position to where any time like that, like this happens in my life all the time now, where people are like, yeah, but it's gonna be an extra $50. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Like let's get moving with this, right? So like, how would you like to be able to make those decisions where it's like, you thought something was gonna be one price, but because it's gonna be an extra 150, you don't have to be like, oh, let's push it off to next week, or oh, let me see if I can get my credit card, or let me see if I can ask someone to borrow some money. Isn't it nice to just be like, all right, dude, do it. Like let's just get it done quickly, right? Like it's a very nice feeling, right? But that doesn't happen when you continue to shortcut the shortcut and try and get profitable without knowing how to become profitable, right? So learn the skill. This is all skill, right? Learn it well, and you'll never have to worry about the little things that eat most people up in life and push most people's plans back. It's such a liberating feeling knowing that you could be patient and disciplined in the markets and execute on good setups and get paid from them. It is liberating, gang. Liberating. Yeah, I say I'll give you $250. Just hurry up. Can you do it today? Let's go. Get it done. Let's just get it done. Yeah, facts.
Jacob, I love that. Read the menus without the price.
Yes.
What did you always say, Nick? Read it from the right to the left, or I don't know what, left to right or right to left?
Yeah, we always talk about that. How many of you guys just want to read the menu from left to right? Anyone? Don't say what do you mean, Nick? Don't say what do you mean. I know you guys be reading the menu from right to left, just like I used to do. Yeah. You say, oh,
we all know what you mean.
Yeah, you look at right to left. So here's chicken, beef, steak, pasta, but you don't care about this side. You're like, what's going on over here? That's what's going to determine on what I'm eating tonight, right? So how many of you guys just like to stop reading the menu from the right side to the left side and start reading from the left side to the right side, eh? All of a sudden, your wife
just get the salad this time.
Yeah. Your wife like orders like the top of the line food on the menu. You're like, actually not that hungry. I'll take water. If you have lemon, that would be great as well. Oh, you know what? I'll take the chicken today. Yeah, I'll take the chicken.
Bro, let me get like the 2-ounce steak.
You know that 8-ounce steak? Could you like give me like a third of that for like the third of the price too, or how does that work?
It's mad funny.
Liberating, gang. Liberating.
It really be like that. The worst is when people ask, "Oh, that 10 cents you owe me right there for the water or for the lemon."
Here we are. We're all around the table. We're all having such a great time when we order the food, when we eat the food, when we're conversating, right? But then here comes the famous bill. All of a sudden, this guy runs to the bathroom. This guy all of a sudden has an important phone call. These two are arguing whether or not he had soda and he had water. It's an extra $250. I don't know. Who's going to leave the tip, man? Screw all that. How many of you guys want to just be this guy and be like, dude, I got it. Give me the dang bill. Give me that bill. You don't even let them take it. You don't even let these people touch it. You just snatch it, right? I got this. Nowadays, I go to dinner. It used to be like that, and now when I go to dinner, every one of them fights over the bill. Every one of them. So that's the table you want to be sitting around, right? Is the ones that want to take care of it, right? But hey, we need to stop living that life, right? Just whipping out the calculator. Hold on. My appetizer wasn't $3, it was $2.87, and yeah. I used to hate that, man. I used to just hate that stuff. How would you like to actually talk to the waitress? My God, oh, you hear about her life. Wow, oh, wow, yeah. And you know what? You're like, you know what? I like this gal, right? I think we can help her out. You just give her a $1,000 tip between the table, right? Or if it's just you and your family, you give her $100, $200, $250 tips, right? Blow these people's minds with like tipping that way and separating yourself. It's a beautiful thing, gang, but you gotta really dial the skill set in. Chances are you're not going to be able to do that type of stuff when you are working as a salesman in a call center, right? Very, very low probability you'll get to live that life. So trading is actually an avenue that you can get to that lifestyle, so don't shortcut it. $1,000 tip club, baby. Not to like, again, for inspirational purposes only, right? But Magnus was here visiting. Magnus, did we give to some people? Did we help some people? Did you witness some lives being changed, some help being?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
that was the best.
It's nice when you can do that for others and for yourself.
Yeah, really, that smile on her face, oh my goodness, priceless.
Yep. I want you guys to feel it too. I want you to go out to dinner with all your boys and just pick up the bill. I want you to see a beautiful, lady sitting out front needing some help and just handing her crispy hundreds and watching her tear up and watching her just look up and say, wow, there's truly a God, right? Like, I want that for you guys. It's just one of the most amazing feeling in the world. While I sit in the call center right now, there you go, brother. There you go. I've been there. I've been in the call centers too. Trust me. And I couldn't do any of this when I was in that call center.
No, definitely not. Also the tips, just nice.
Yep. Little tip here, tip there. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. But I'll still fight you, Bill. That's hilarious. All right, so not much here at 9:30, and then the 9:45 candle is not looking like there's any confirmation whatsoever. So
yeah, 15 minutes for that 4 hour to close too. So
yeah, 4 hour closure coming up. You might have a little 4 hour celery going down here off these all-time highs. NQ? Oh, let's take a look at NQ. What's happening? What happened? Did I miss something?
I don't think so.
Saturdays and Sundays get boring? They do. But ain't it great? Isn't it fun to dream a little bit? You'll never get it if you can't see it, gang. You'll never get it if you can't see it. My mentor would talk about, and this is, he would talk about the $100 tip club and being able to bless people like that and do certain things. I truly believe we're blessed to be a blessing. So, wherever you have the opportunity to give and serve, and if your heart is feeling called towards it, why not? Why not be able to have the ability to do that? And again, it just all depends on your discipline and your consistency in your craft. And this is our craft, so we got to learn to really control our emotions here in the market, so that way we can live the vision. How do you identify with that? You have to ask yourself, like, how does a man or woman, right, who already lives this vision, how do they think? How do they move? How do they decide and make decisions, right? What is going on in their mind? What's their thought process? How does he handle stress? How does he speak, right? How does he prepare for things, right? What is he willing to tolerate? These are questions that I asked myself when it came to like that identity, right? What do I have to eliminate, I mean, that's the big one, right? What do I have to eliminate? What do I have to shed that no longer serves the person in whom I'm trying to become? All right. So those are some major questions to ask yourself when it comes to shaping and your identity. Yeah. What's the wealthy version of me look like? Yep. Yep. And in my experience, wealthy men are calm. Right? There's a reason why that, because they've mastered the art of not reacting, right? A lot of people live in reaction every day, right? They react to everything. They wake up, they react to an alarm clock, then they react to the emails, and they react to the messages, and they're not systematic with it, right? They don't have any sort of compass or direction that leads their day, so they're just reacting. So, you don't want to be like that, right? It's hard to think of ideas and opportunities when all you're doing is reacting to everything around you. So you got to realize that too. Stop living in reaction.
That's the reason why we meditate.
Slow down. Yep.
Because when you are doing that stuff, you will notice and feel things that you haven't. It's powerful practice.
Yep.
Allow yourself to see, feel, react to nothing.
Yeah. Keep in mind too, like your subconscious doesn't necessarily understand words or true or false or reality. It doesn't understand any of that, right? It just understands emotion and repetition. That's it. So if you can emotionally get involved in a vision and then repeat it over and 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 over again, you win. It's literally that simple at the end of the day. It's just, will you keep going long enough, right? Somebody asked, I seen the question, but I didn't get a chance to answer it. They say, hey, if I'm doing all the right things, right, for some reason I still feel stuck. Well, it's just you haven't done the right things long enough, right? Because when a rocket ship is ready to kind of make its way out, it's doing, all you see is a bunch of smoke here, bunch of smoke as it's taking off, right? And it's not moving anywhere. Anyone ever seen them attempt to put a rocket in the sky? It doesn't move, but then out of nowhere, it's just like, shoom, right? So was it stuck, or did it just need time? It just needed time. It wasn't stuck at all, right? So the first thing is I would stop saying that you're stuck. And the second thing is I would give yourself time, right? I always say, give yourself time to win. Give yourself time to succeed, right? If you're doing the right things and you're not interfering or getting in the way, then success is almost guaranteed, right? You just got to give it some more time.
One answer to that, in regards of meditation, how do you stop your mind wandering? Well, right there, that's the thing. You don't need to stop anything. You need to observe. By observing, you have an understanding. You become aware. That's where the magic happens. You will never get to stop your mind from wandering, because that's the mind's job, is to think, find information, figure things out. So if you are able to sit and observe without reacting, without engaging deeply, that's where the magic happens. That's when you have understanding of what meditation is. So just focus on one thing. Observe the breath. And if you can't stop it, don't worry about it. You don't need to stop anything. Just observe it.
Yep.
Become aware of it.
Nothing stops anyway.
Exactly.
Nothing stops. Everything stays in motion.
And that's the reason why I say people say this, and I know is because sometimes people don't use the right words. You need to just control your emotions. That's not what they mean. They mean manage. But people just say control it because they want to make it stop. But when you manage, emotions are always going to be there. You're a human being. That's what we have. It's energy in motion. That's what it is. You can't stop that. If you stop it, then you'll die. You die, basically. But you manage it by understanding, becoming aware, right? It's a process. That's what it is. No different than trading. It's a process. So if you're going to meditate and things get loud, let it get loud. Observe it. Become aware where and when it gets loud.
I like it. But hey, if you're moving around, if you're hustling and bustling, if you're running the 9 to 5, if you're chasing the paper, if you're got all the bills, then you can't even slow down to hear what we're saying. Never mind slow down to apply what you're hearing, right? So again, try and block out the noise. Consider this some of the most important things that you'll learn, and apply these things, right? Even when you have the 9 to 5. It's every single morning and night. All you have to do, gang, is see your vision crystal clear for a couple minutes. Feel gratitude as if it's already happening, right? As if you're already living. Relax your body while you're seeing it, like Rafi's talking about. Like this, like he said, like that begins to train your nervous system to believe, hey, look, this is normal for me, right? This is normal, right? And when something starts to feel normal, the mind begins to find opportunities to make it happen in the real world, right? And then you begin to stop self-sabotaging, and that leads to a whole new transformation for you to get to your dreams and goals, right? So it's like, just chill, right? You're working, you might be, believe it or not, you might be working too hard. You still got to work. Still got to work, right? But, you know, a lot of people are doing the work. The work is the obvious. This is the unobvious, right? This is the, you know, the little things that kind of get overlooked. Alignment, baby.
No, that's so true.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a quote that says too, he who works all day has no time to make money.
Yeah. I like that. I like it. And that's the point. That's why they want you in a 9 to 5. And really, do people even have 9 to 5s anymore? I feel like most jobs are like 8 to 6 with a 1 hour commute each way. It's ridiculous, man.
30-minute lunch.
Yeah, and it's split into like 2 15-minute time periods. Like, it's really crazy. So obviously the matrix and the matrical system is set up that way. So that way, like Magnus said, if you're working all day, you have no time to make money. Beat drop.
Beat drop.
Talks about this in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Yes, such a good book, such a good one. What up, C Melly? How you doing?
Millie. Let's get it.
I was always losing money until the point where I didn't care. Yes, and that brings us to the law of detachment, eh? This is advanced, but it's extremely important. You know, you hold the vision without gripping it. Let me say that again. You have to learn to hold on to the vision without gripping it too tight. It's a skill. It's a skill. When you grip things, when you're upset so like gung-ho, you basically don't trust the fact that it's going to happen effortlessly. Detachment says, I know it's mine. Detachment says, I already got it. It ain't. See, what's crazy is I got some dreams and goals in my mind right now that are my perceived reality that are so real. I feel them as if they're real every single day. And guess what? I don't even give a rip if they come to reality, because they already have. I already live them. I already live the reality in the morning and at night, and sometimes between the day. So I don't even care if it actually comes into the physical realm, because I've already got it. That's detachment, right? That's not caring. Now that's just, let me go day by day and do what I know is required to get what's desired, to align that vision into the reality, right? I don't even care. It's already done. I've already got it. I already experienced. I already know the feeling. I don't need to have it here to know the feeling. I already know the feeling of it. So can you get that detached? Can you get that hold? Can you get that type of hold on the vision without gripping too hard? I think you can do it. I think you can do it. The calmer you are, the faster it arrives. Remember that. The less desperate you are, the more magnetic you begin to become, because at the end of the day, you start not caring too much about your profits, letting your trades run, taking playbook positions, right? All of a sudden, you look back and you go, wow, I'm doing pretty good. You look back, you go, whoa, it's been a pretty good month here. Wow, I haven't even really cared too much about my trading, and all I've done is taken really good trades, right? So it's a law. It's a law. Some wisdom, yeah.
Jamesy Jamsky in the house.
Jamskis. Damn.
Gemski.
Are you telling me the gems haven't even started yet?
Man was in London too.
I know, I heard.
Hey, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Let's find him. There he is. Hey, how are you?
Yo, what up, boys?
Hey, how's it going?
What's Gucci? Good morning.
What up, what up? Good
Hey,
morning,
how
good
are you?
morning.
What up, Johnny
Nick,
Gems?
How
Nick
was
Rafi
London,
Magnus.
Johnny Gems?
Good to see you, boys.
Good to see you.
London was good, man.
Great to see you.
Yes, sir, likewise, bro. Yeah, it was a good London session, bro. We had buy stops were deleted, so now we're here.
Now we here.
Now we're here, baby. What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Happy New Week. Another session to follow the plan. Nick, how you doing, man?
Incredible. Magnificent.
Nice. Let's go. Love it.
Yes, sir.
See, you took a nice trade in Asian, right?
Yeah, over here.
Cool.
This guy.
Nice, bro.
Nice clean move, in and out.
Yo, you guys take anything today?
Nah,
Or-
nothing.
No?
Was looking
No.
at the cells over here earlier, but it was like 7 minutes left, and I decided to wait for the 30, but the 30 ran, and then this candle ran
Gotcha.
down, no top wick, came up, created support. We're gonna have a buy stop here, but this candle ran up with no bottom wick, then came down. So you know how the
Yeah.
runaround
Yeah.
goes with Goldie sometimes.
Sir, gotta get picky, bro. Yes, sir. Looking for certain
Definitely.
things, bro. Right?
You took anything yet, John?
Nah, nothing yet today.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, bank holiday too, so I was expecting, maybe not much action to happen anyways. In New
Yeah.
York session.
Did I get profitable or wise first? Definitely wise. No doubt about it. You know, I had really grown under the mentorship of some very elite individuals. Got to learn from them from basically 22 years old to probably about 29 years old, and then that's when I discovered trading. And from there I already had a lot of mentorship under my belt, a lot of life experience. Now it's just about taking that and applying it and learning it in trading. But again, that I could also say that kind of hurt me as well, because I came into trading with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, and I thought that maybe I should be able to get success very quickly, being that I was already wise, but clearly that wasn't such a wise thought to have, was it? Right? So, I had already learned a lot, and I had to kind of ground myself when it came to trading and apply the principles that I learned in business earlier, and then just begin to apply them to trading. And once I did that, it was pretty much good to go from there. Yeah.
First comes wisdom, then everything else, right?
Kind of. Because you can get profits first, but then a lot of times you'll lose the profits in the pursuit of gaining the wisdom, right? So, in order to be wise, you have to take a period of time and be unwise, don't you? Right? In order to be very patient, you have to, know what it's like to be impatient, right? That's how a lot of these things are developed. So,
Mm-hmm.
Between gold and silver, which one do I think is more suitable? I don't know, because I haven't really studied silver too much. I've literally looked at it for like 1 week, and that was it. Yeah, so I personally, I don't even know. Think and Grow Rich. Let's go, Supreme. Great book. Another
Nice.
good one.
One of the best ever.
Tradeovate and TradingView on the web or Ninja, better to use? So Tradeovate, if you guys, on my Tradeovate, I could actually use stuff like drag and drop and do, move your TP and your stop loss. So Tradeovate, believe it or not, is really not that much different than Project X. I think it might have a little delay if you don't have
Really not.
the package, like the CME bundle or whatever it is, but other than that, they're pretty similar. No need to marry, Project X.
They're honestly the same exact thing besides, closing partials and placing sell stops and buy stops. A little different. But it's the same stuff. But you can still drag the stop loss and entry, when you do place it. So it's all similar in that type of aspect. Just a different way of placing buy stops and sell stops.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, you can definitely trade phone too, though. You just gotta figure out the couple of things to do. I mean, you can double click and drag it, and I think you're good.
Hey man, when I first started trading, I was trading on my phone, bro. So when there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, brother.
If there's an opportunity, you can make it happen.
When there's will, there's way. I mean, you can really do it, yeah, if you want.
I mean, I obviously prefer trade on the computer, but that has nothing to do with getting things done,
Bro, definitely. Until you can do it on a computer, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I remember that was something that I had to learn, bro. Like on a computer, I remember I used to freeze and stuff. Like I was not used to it. Now, remember that? Because
Yeah.
I was always on the go, bro. So like I was just used to the iPad and the phone, but now it's so much easier. Well, I think also, Project X makes it super simple, but
Yeah. I mean, hey, we were all
It
using
is.
TradingView at one point, before all this happened.
Right.
So, yeah, we go back. We go right back to it.
For sure. As long as there's charts and we got an edge and we got discipline to the edge, we're good.
Yeah.
Make money.
I'm in a short
Sure.
from 46.69. What can I do? 46.69. Let's take a look here. 69 right here. Right there, maybe. What's your plan?
I was just gonna say that.
That plan should already be in place, long before you ever take this trade. So I think realistically, I mean, if I was in, which I'm not, but if I was, then I'd probably look something like that. Now, the reason I'm not in, which I'm glad you asked, is because we never had a closure below here yet. So therefore, we keep rejecting out of here. Plus, the new hourly candle just opened, right? New 4-hour candle as well. Probably need some time to get a top wick. That might hold things up a little bit there. So, yeah, if I was in, it would look something just like that. So stop loss would be up here. TP would be down here. And then probably partials, somewhere around this area here. But I would advise to have that plan before ever getting involved into a trade. Plan the trade the plan, and that'll keep you safe most of the time.
Remember,
and
like
understand the risk too. I mean, trading, planning the trade is just one part of it. Understand the risk before you get in there, so the nervous system get used to it, accepts that this is something that you want to do. Because once you're in, you're in.
You're in.
The bullet's already in the air, right? You can't just tell the bullet to just go somewhere else. So make sure that that is something that you know before you get in, so you're not quaking in the middle of the trade.
Yeah, facts, bro. See, that's what the amateurs before they get into a trade, they just focus on the outcomes, right? But the pros focus on the processes of their stop losses and their TPs and their management criteria, and then they execute the trade, right? So it's like follow the formula of the pros.
Yep.
What do the pros do? Let's do what the pros do.
Very good lesson to learn today. Really, really good. If you could understand that, your results will change drastically over time.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in your journey did you stop trying to trade every move? So I remember I would get pissed off. I'd wake up for New York Open and be mad about the move that I missed in London session, as if I didn't have to sleep that night. So I think that's all about having FOMO. So really, to answer that question, the point in which that faded was the point in which I truly understood what move that I was looking for. So now every move, right, didn't matter. It was just my move that mattered. So I understood. I eventually began to come to understand, okay, moves are going to happen all day, all night, all around the clock. My move, though, right? That's the only one that I need to be focusing on. Everything else outside of that is noise. And what really turned me on to that was the fact that I would chase every move and lose a lot of trades. And, you know, once that trade that Don or Raja talk showed up, it ended up being a winner. The only issue is before that trade showed up, I had already taken 2 or 3 trades that ended up in losers because I was just trying to chase a move. So I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm no dummy neither. And I began to realize, okay, I'm rushing this. I'm chasing moves that aren't a part of this playbook thing, right? So had I would have just waited for the playbook move, I would walk away a winner here today. Instead, I took 2 or 3 losses before that trying to chase all these moves. And then I did take the playbook move, but I'm still in drawdown. And that just got me pissed. I did that a few times, enough to get me upset at myself. And then that's when I came to the grips of like, okay, not every move is my move, and nor do I need any move. Actually, what I started to find out was Raja would be like, he would take a trade, he would get 15 pips, and he'd be like, that's it, amazing trade, I'm out. I'm like, oh wow, okay. And then someone else will say, hey Raja, look, we got a new breakout. He's like, what are you, he's like, what are you, an idiot? I already took a trade today, I'm already profitable. Why would I get into the market again? Blah blah blah. And I was like, whoa, this is different. Like this guy doesn't want to chase every move. He doesn't care about every move. He kind of was he cares more so about precision and being right for one candle, making his money and getting out. Like he would say, I'm not taking another trade at all today. Are you guys crazy? That was the move, right? And I would start to think, okay, there's more to this, right? Less becomes more in this type of game, because if more trades equaled more money, the professional that I was watching, he would be getting involved in this next move, yet he's not. So I came to realize that you don't need every move. You need maybe 1 or 2 moves a day max, and that will set you up for long-term success.
Bro, I always love thinking about the markets as like robbing a bank, bro. Like if you rob a bank successfully, like that's really good. But if you go back into it, like you run a lot of risk now of getting in trouble,
Yep.
losing your bag,
Yep.
right? You run risk of losing the bag and potentially more, right? Same thing with the markets. Like no matter the trade, right? I mean, there's always risk to lose the trade and to lose the bag that you got. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I like thinking about it as robbing the bank, and that helps a lot with just like taking one good trade and keeping it.
Yep.
Moving on to the next bank or the next day.
Yep.
So I love that a lot. You know, and the idea, Nick, too, of like knowing, you know, what amount is enough for you to live today comfortably, and going out and looking for that one good opportunity, that one good trade in the markets to make what you need to make that's enough for you to live today as how you would like, right? I really like both of those ideas put together in trading and applied as a professional trader. It cleans up things a lot, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Great analogy too.
Yeah, facts. Yep,
Great.
because me and Nick, right? We watched a documentary. There is a documentary on Netflix called How to Rob a Bank. And this guy was doing very swell, you know, glitch of the matrix, had his own strategy with robbing the banks, kind of how we like to take profits out of the markets. But then one day, right, something really hurt him and hurt his career, and that was greedy.
He got
right?
too greedy.
Being greedy, exactly. Robbing one bank and trying to rob another one, right? And
Same
running
day.
that risk of
What a
getting
G.
caught. Yeah.
Same day. He said, yo,
day.
we're going to rob this bank, then we're going to go get some lunch, and then after lunch, we're going to go rob the next bank. I mean, what a gangster.
Right.
That was crazy. But
And
it got him caught up.
Yep, greed got him caught up, bro. And greed will do the same thing to you as a trader. It will get you caught up, get you losing money, and more money than you probably even have. So don't let
Yep.
greed get to you, man.
Yep.
Rob that bank, get the hell out of here. Take the
Facts.
profits and go enjoy your day, man.
What are some affirmations that you use every day? Mainly the main one I use. I'm so happy and grateful now that ... I usually put my money goal there. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'll use an example. $5,000 a month flows effortlessly into my bank account. You know, that's written all over the place in my house. all over the place. My main money goal, right, is written everywhere, and I write it every day in my journal. But other than that, I just be spitting things out like I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm blessed, I'm a magnet for miracles, I'm a money magnet, I'm the GOAT, I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic, I am love, I am joy, I'm abundant, I'm an amazing husband, I'm a millionaire, I'm a fast learner, I'm focused, only good things happen to me, stuff like that. Why didn't I take the celery? Which one, brother? Which one? A celery play looks like this. Right? It's got to be a breakout of a range. It's got to have a candle like this. Where is that?
I don't see that anywhere.
So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people listen to Jimmy Ding Dong in Discord. And he goes, no, that's a good celery right there. Yeah, trust me, Nick approved of it. No, I didn't. Never once. Right? So you really got to make sure you're learning the exact setups, because, again, you go in Discord and you go here and you go there and everything begins to get watered down. Right? So unless it really came from the person that you see the good results with, I wouldn't bite on that. Yeah, I don't see any celeries here. I see an inverted celery, which I wanted to take earlier, but we moved up, before that 15-minute candle closed, but I don't see any celeries. You guys ever play the game telephone? Right? You basically tell someone something over here, and then each person has to say what that person said, right? And
yeah, right.
By the time it gets to homie over here, you'd be amazed by what they're talking about. So a lot of times this happens with the playbook. Jimmy Ding Dong or Joey Noblo, like he comes in, he talks a good game in Discord, right? But his version of the celery is not anything like my version of the celery. And you're kind of looking to learn from me, right? Because you see me trade on a day-to-day. You see my results on a day-to-day. You see me taking wins and losses, right? You don't see Jimmy Ding Dong through his process. So why take his advice? Right? Why take his advice? So make sure you're always getting it from the source, understanding what these playbooks look like. Otherwise it can be very, very easily, you can be very easily deceived on what positions are actually good and not so good.
And also a lot of things go into it, because now we have the surface of the playbook, like the overall surface of like, okay, we have the celery, we have the breakout, fake out, but where? How is the higher time frame looking? How is everything looking other than just that one time frame you see a breakout on or something like that, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of things to it, not just the one time frame and one thing, like the overall surface, like as I said before.
Yeah. And if you're referring, I see on the 30-minute time frame, this is not a celery play.
No.
So if that's what you're referring to, what's that? Then this is not a celery play.
No, that's fair. You gotta be careful who you're listening to about playbook setups.
Yeah.
Trading.
When you start full-time trading, was your trading business already paying you that good? No, actually it wasn't paying me that well. And that's why it's very hard for me to answer some questions on, hey, when should I walk away from my full-time job? Because I can give you the legit logical answer, but the issue is I didn't go the logical route. I just went all in with no income, just money saved up and, a little bit of money here and there through little side hustles. But other than that, my back was completely against the wall. I was married at the time with a child, and, things could have not went the way they did, right? So again, if you got that dog in you, then you got the dog in you. But my trading business, when I walked away from my job, was not producing the best results yet. It was spotty, right? It was on and off. It was on and off. But again, that also gave me the desire of like, yo, if it's to be, it's up to me. And if I don't get it done within this window, right, of opportunity, then, I might have to go back to work a job. So it's called tighten up. Got to tighten up.
Yes, sir, man. And obviously, like at the end of the day, if you think negatively about any situation, you'll feel negatively about it. Or if you think positively about any situation, you'll feel positively about it. You know, I like to think anything like we could do anything. You know, like that verse in the Bible. Those who believe in it, all things can be done. You know, so you know you got a goal. Just believe that'll be done. Think positively about it, so you can feel positively about it, and stay consistent with your processes, and you should have it in due time.
Yeet. Three years into trading, yeah, I'd say so. And again, was I even trading? Right? So like a lot of people, you know, it's like, when does your trading career start? Like, of course it begins the moment you know, start to learn, right? But again, a lot of people, they system hop, or they break the system over and over again. So my idea of like when you start trading is when you actually begin to commit, you know, to, like we talked about, that 2-year plan, to commit to learning, to being a student, to, you know, learning your way through the ranks and becoming profitable and not making those silly decisions anymore. Because again, like, there's people who have been trading for 10 years, yet they're not profitable at all. Right? There's also other people who have been trading for 10 years that can say like, I wasn't even but they've only been profitable for 3 years. So it wasn't until they actually locked in and started like committing to the process of that system that they really started trading, if that makes sense. So again, when people say, "Oh, I've been trading 8 years," like, "Oh, really? Wow, that's really amazing. Like, how's it going?" Like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not profitable yet." But so it's like, so are you even trading? So what are you doing if you're not profitable? Because it shouldn't really take 8 years to learn. So that just tells me that you're trying to learn one thing, and then you're getting tired of it, and then you're going to go learn another thing, and you're getting tired of it, and you're going to go learn another thing. So, you know, you're like most average people, really good starters, horrible finisher. So in order to become successful, you got to learn to start and finish the race. A lot of people only focus on the starting. Everyone starts, but can you finish? Right? Can you really get through the mud? Can you get through the process to actually learn the skill set? Because guess what? On the other side of that, money. Byproduct. It's a byproduct. So I don't even think I was really trading until I really locked in with Raja.
That was one of the best things I learned, bro. You know, just trading your edge. Money's a byproduct of trading your edge. Made me realize I don't gotta worry about the money. I just gotta trade my edge, and the money will come.
Yep. What does trusting your system actually feel like in real time? That's a pretty good one. I think it feels like this. Let's say we got into this move. Here's what it feels like. Okay, chat. We have done our job. Now the result is in the hands of probability. And that's cool with me. Boom. And you know why that's cool with me? Because over the last 1,000 trades, or let's call it 100 trades, by me taking this setup, collecting the data on it, I've won 75 of them. So I could be calm, cool, and know I've just done my job, and now I either wait for the outcome. And if that outcome is negative, then that's perfectly fine, because this is a great trade that I need to be a part of if I want to win 75 trades this year. Simple.
The data equals confidence, man.
Yeah, and once you trust that data and apply that data long enough, you're not going to want to go back to what you used to do. Ask some of these Clubhouse members. I bet you none of them would ever want to go back to some of the decisions that they would make before they got completely sold out to the Clubhouse.
Yeah, man.
Never, bro. Never.
Bump, bump, bump. All right, what's this? What did my wife bring me? Yeah, so data is the only thing that helps you become confident and trust. Once you have enough data and the data states that it's positive and it's like ROI positive and it's something that you're looking to achieve, now you just trust that data. Now you just take those trades over and over and over again. That's why Clay, in the Asian session the other day, when we were talking about that big losing streak I went on in February of like 2022 or something, whatever it was, like when I talked to him in real time about that, because we were playing golf, he asked me like what I was going to do about it. And I just said, I'm just going to keep taking the same trades that I normally take. I mean, it was only 6 losses. They just happened to come in a row. So I'm not really going to change anything. And I think that that is going to be my superpower. And he was like, interesting, you know? And then about 3 weeks later, we met up again to do a podcast, me, him, and Austin. And I said, hey, guess what, boys? We're on a 12-run winning streak right now. And the last time I talked to him, I was dealing with that losing streak. So isn't it interesting that I didn't change anything? I didn't do anything. If anything, I just analyzed the trades. I realized what took place, and I kept plugging away, knowing that execution is my edge, that over time I win, that, yeah, I can take 6 losses in a row. Who cares? That turned out to be the best month of my trading career, right? Because I learned that execution is my edge. I learned that I could be confident. I can trust this system even when it runs into 2 losses or 3 losses or 5 losses in a row, which we haven't done that again since, I don't think. But like, even if it does happen, we could pull ourselves right out of it. You know, yeah, sure. Well, maybe we'll blow a couple accounts, funded accounts in the process of doing that. You know, whatever. It happens. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's not going to hold me back from continuing to dominate and continuing to win. Yeah, I gave you guys a signal.
Just like the casino, bro. You know, the house will always win. You can go in the casino and make some money, but I guarantee you keep playing, you're going to give it right back, right? The casino will make it right back, and that's how the trading edge works. You know, we always talk about it, like trading edge equals owner of the casino, trading no edge equals player at the casino, and it correlates exactly the same. They both have statistical advantages to win in the long run. So apply your edge like you're the owner of the casino, because you are.
Facts. The house wins, baby.
We'll get it right back. Short-term results are random. Long-term results, you got edge.
Yes, sir. Speaking of right back, I'll be right back.
But
Be right back.
Peace.
Be right back. Let's mark this zone off here on the 15 too. Believe we got a bearish 4-hour or the celery type of play. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens on the 15. I'll be right back.
yes, sir. Yeah, the house always wins, Randy. That's right.
Sir. Exactly. You know, your data is like your data. Your data is like your dada. It really is. Listen to it. Listen to it like it is your dad, you know, telling you what to do. Now,
Listen,
I'm
have
old
some
enough.
respect.
You know, I'm old enough now. I don't listen. You know, my dad doesn't tell me what to do. But when I was a kid, I listened to my dad, you know, because he was responsible for me. So your trading
100%.
dad is responsible for your trading success. Listen to it like it's your dad.
Exactly, 100%.
In a little kid way.
Oh, Simele. Now you can, bro.
Yeah. That's why I had to rephrase myself, Simele. What up, brother?
Yeah, Joey, that's what it's about, right? Just detaching from the thing about taking trades and all the time just thinking about just taking trades. You just love listening so much, and that you starting to care less and less about taking trades. So it's incredible.
Yeah, man. You boys doing good? How's you guys morning?
Chill.
Nice.
Calm.
Love it. No
Yeah.
better place to be, really.
Sauna here and good food and
Hey.
walks and weed here.
Awesome. Lovely.
Yeah. What about you, John?
Yes, sir. Chilling. You know, got a whole day ahead pretty much. Probably
Definitely.
go for a walk, read some books at the gym. Should be good one.
Fire.
Chow, what's poppin'? How's everyone's trading day been so far? It's a little bank holiday, a little slow here today, so no trades for me yet. But what about y'all?
Dude wanted me to go to work to Publix. I said, I'll get back to you on that, bro.
Never again.
Yo,
What's up,
that's
Calvin? Nice small base hits today. Cool. No trade today. Nice, bro. Same here.
cool. Yeah, nothing. No trade today? Nah.
Nope.
But yeah.
Yo, what up, YouTube chat? Arrow Sassy. What book will I be reading? I'm reading Outsmart in Reality right now. That's the book I'm reading. So I'm like midway through, a little over midway through. Amazing book. Highly suggest anyone looking to learn more about universal laws, manifestation, spirituality. I would read Outsmart Reality. Very good book. Talks a lot about how the universe operates and how you can abide by the universe to live the life you design. What up, Cassim? Good morning, man.
Have that book too. You love Nero? Yeah, me too. This book is fire. Really.
Really is.
This one fire.
I recommend it, bro.
Yeah. Laura, it's Outsmarting Reality by Neuro Knowledge. It's incredible.
Yes, sir. You know, some of the good gems I took away from it were don't think on your terms, think on the universe terms, right? You don't operate the same as the universe, and the universe doesn't care about that. So when you're in situations, think about how the universal laws work in the way you're going about it, not just how you go about it. And also one of the other one was the mind is so powerful that if you believe it's powerless, it will be. It's crazy. You know, your mind's so powerful that if you think it can't do anything for you, it really won't, you know? And those are some great takeaways I took from it.
Yeah, literally. One more thing it said too is that if you want to kind of create your own reality or your own desire or whatever we want to call it, right? Then we can't really live in this like we see here. We have to live in the world where we already have the thing we want. We have to live in your world, kind of. So not just in the world, but in your world. We have to live there instead of living in what we see here in the physical kind of realm here.
Yup.
So it's an incredible book, really. It's deep. You highlight every single page.
Exactly. We're in like a three-dimensional world here, right? And there's three planes of like existence and reality. You got your spiritual plane, your mental plane, your physical plane, right? In order to change the physical plane, you have to do that first in the mental plane. And that's just how it works, you know, and that's how the universe likes to operate in this three-dimensional world. You create your physical realm through your mental world. It's crazy.
It is the fourth dimension, imagination.
Fourth dimension. Yep. In this three-dimensional world, right?
Anything you see here in the 3D first came from the 4D.
Damn.
Yep.
Really?
Right.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Somebody said, "Man, there's a lot of car accidents happen here. It would be cool if imagine if there was a sign that said stop. Boom, stop sign came about, right? Or you know, somebody goes, that sun is really bright. Imagine if we had like some sun blockers, so our eyes wouldn't get to sunglasses. Wow, right? So everything begins in the imagination. At one point, someone said, imagine if people from all over the world can connect." And they can be together all online from their home, right? This right here was somebody's imagination. It came from the fourth dimension at one point into the third dimension. So everything, and that lines up with exactly what we were all just talking about was, you know, everything begins in the mind, right? Your outer world is just a mirror of the inner world. So whatever you have, whatever you're holding inside, somebody said it here, I don't know who it was, but they said, you're only living your own reality. And by the way, that's true, negative or positive. And even if you are, quote unquote, living the reality out there, you're still living your own because you choose to listen to the media or you choose what information to take, right? So if you are taking the news outlets' information, that's gonna be your reality, right? But at the end of the day, it's not the reality. It's just your perceived reality. Because somebody hit me up the other day, they go, bro, I really just miss your calmness. I just miss your calmness in every situation in life. And I go, what's going on, bro? He goes, no, it's just a crazy world out here. And I go, really? What's going on out there? Right? So what he's perceiving as reality, something going on crazy, I won't even get into it. I didn't even hear of it. I didn't even know what was going on because I'm not watching the news, right? I'm not listening to the negative programming out there where he is. So what was real in his reality was something I didn't even hear of. I didn't even know what was going on because it was nowhere in my reality. So we all have our own realities, believe it or not, and we're perceiving them at our own rate. So how will you choose to perceive reality? You know, that's My mentor told me, Nick, don't listen to the news, right? Don't listen to the news stuff. Don't listen to the negative stuff. Don't participate in that anymore, right? And then boom, you know, all of a sudden, I no longer even consider that a reality of my own, right? So you gotta disassociate yourself from the loop that the Matrix has got you spinning in. It was one of those propaganda things, you know, something big going on in the news, and my guy was actually like losing sleep over that. I go, dude, I didn't even know that was happening. Right. And by the way, I want you guys to know that in most cases, it's not happening. The world is a stage, and they will get thousands of people together and film to make it look so real to your eye. So I got news for you. Most of it actually isn't even really happening. They want you to perceive it as happening. So it just swings right back around to perceived reality, because the elites understand it. They understand that they can give you the perception that they want, right? They can give you the agenda. So they know all about this stuff, you know? So anyone who thinks, oh, no, these guys are crazy, the government's going to take care of them. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. They got you right where they want you.
Definitely. One big scene.
It's easier to lie to someone than to tell them that they're being lied to, bro. Right? And that's because of egos. So, you know, most people just listen to what they're being said, even though they don't know if it's a lie or not.
I still haven't seen a scar on that famous ear either, by the way. Have not seen one mark on that ear.
I promise it's real.
It's got to be real, though. I mean, it's got to be real.
And they got a perfect shot, like no, I mean not the shot like gun. I mean like the perfect camera shot, like the.
All the news record. Come on! Hurry up! It's called the psyop, ladies and gentlemen.
Even the
psyop.
Picture, he looked like a savage, like.
Oh
my! If they're lying about that, imagine what they're lying about the other things, like food.
Oh my goodness!
They just flipped the United States food pyramid back around. They said, that was actually upside down. Sorry about that, everyone.
We just tricked you for like 50 years. Yeah, just forget that.
Exactly. And there's other things too that I would say, but I'm not gonna. There's other things out there that they're capping to you about. Not just food or money or jobs, but there's other things too.
Yeah, bro. It's the second week on YouTube. We have to go pretty slow.
Honestly, if I were you guys, I would go to my page and I would go watch this story right here. Right there. Just watch that story. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Watch this story right here. It's 1 minute long. And I would encourage you to make your way to level 7. But if you guys aren't following me on Instagram yet, you can follow me right here. Check out the story post. Check it out. Time to level up, literally. Level it up.
That one story you posted, bro, made me literally cry.
Oh, yeah.
That one?
Super
deep. What I'm
talking
about.
Super deep.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, the brothers. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, such a deep moment. You guys go check this out, man. This is awesome. This is just so cool. So cool.
Imagine. Oh my goodness.
One thing that I thought about was when they put their heads together. Boom.
Dude.
Do you know how much memory, how many, like, what is going on in that space? The amount of energy, like the energy field, right? The amount of memories and times and reminiscing and nostalgia that's probably operating between those two domes right there is probably insane, bro. Absolutely insane, but insane, such a good post. I'm glad they caught that on camera. So cool.
Yeah, bro. Prof, you seen that?
No, I'm just looking at that right now. Like, because he's sharing, I'm gonna get into that here shortly.
Don't cry,
I watched it a couple of times. Started crying, bro. Right away.
Dang.
Maybe like
I was just thinking about it. I was just watching that and I was just thinking about it. Like, deep.
Yeah. Very deep.
30 seconds.
Don't cry. Nah, it is emotional though.
Nah, you seen it, right? You watched it?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can never leave the matrix. You can never leave the matrix. You can only understand the game. I want you to think about it this way. Man, this is too deep. Honestly, this might be too deep. Sheesh. Yeah, you
Say
never
it,
leave.
please.
You never
Hold
leave
on.
the matrix. You know, you only learn that you're in the
Yeah, it's
game
too deep.
and how to operate within it. Yeah, because none of us need any of this. We don't even need to trade. We don't even need money. We don't even need clothes.
We really don't.
We don't need any of it. Yeah, we're in a matrical system where we want money, right? Where we want things.
It
No
seems
matter
like-
what, you're in the matrix. No matter what.
Yeah, it is a deep combo.
You guys have played a video game before, right? So in the video game, you have that you watch your own player, right? So in the video game, you get to watch your own player. So you get to kind of walk as him, make moves as him, right? Create him, level him up. So I want you to think about in life, right? You get first person view, right? Whatever that is. So you get to go inside and look through this individual's eyes at everything. And normally how you would control this character right here would be through a joystick, right? If you were playing PlayStation or Xbox, you would control them and you would make moves with them through a joystick. Now in this game, the joystick, your thoughts operate as the joystick. So anything that you want to do in this game, all you got to do is think it. So in order to move your leg, you just think about moving your leg, right? In order to move your hand, you just think about moving it. In order to get up and go to the kitchen, you just think about it, right? So that becomes your joystick. So the thing is, here's the deal. You've chosen to come here, right? And you won't remember the conversation you had up here. And say, yeah, I want to go to Ur, I want to go blah, 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 I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to play the game, right? So once you put your headset on, you no longer remember this conversation, right? And you get put into the game as a little baby. And this is just a theory, you know, this is just something fun to think about, right? And what happens is you don't remember you're in the game. But once you do, right? So your job is to remember, right, that you're actually in a game. And once you remember that, oh baby, now you can use your what controls it? Not the joystick. What controls it? What controls the character again? What was it? I forgot what I said. Does anyone remember? Mind, thoughts, mind. Yes. So any movements, any leveling up you want to do or downgrading, all you got to do is think it. Right? So you can go your whole entire life using your thoughts. Your thoughts are things. They'll create your avatar here, right? And then eventually you're going to pull off the headset and go, wow, that was fun. Why'd I take that so serious? Damn, I almost forgot I was in the game. So don't take everything so serious, man.
Facts, dude.
Right? Your thoughts will control your life. Your thoughts will control your character. We already know that. Use it as you would use the joystick. Use your thoughts to move your character around in this life. That's the big level up. So regardless, you're in the matrix. It's just, will you remember, and then will you act accordingly and understand you're in the game.
Facts.
Do I scroll on Instagram stories? Sometimes. The Matrix is basically the system. You know, you come up, you're born, you're given a name, you're given an identity, you're sold to the government. Then you go through government training facilities. They call them schools. They call it the school system. It's just a government training facility. And then they put you in more facilities when you go to work and you go to your job. And in between all that time, they try and, you know, teach you their methods and what keep you basically poor and sick, right, in a way, and dumb. Like, that's kind of like the goal, is to just keep you operating in the matrical system and not glitch it. So a glitch is someone that decides to lock in on personal growth and development, start to renew their mind. Jesus was like one of the first glitches, right? He talked a lot about the renewing of the mind. He talked a lot about how to really glitch this system. But again, most people are not paying attention. They're not listening. So, you know, they just say, no, everyone does it this way. We'll just do it this way. So it's really about separating yourself, and diving into personal growth and development is probably one of the key factors of glitching what you would call the matrix. Today market will close early? Yes, I think so. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. 11:45.
Is that what time?
Yeah.
We're staying till 11:45 then. We'll see.
To the last minute.
To the very last minute.
Price actually looks pretty crap to me.
Nah, I think it looks fire.
Asia session is good to go. Yep.
Nah, bro.
Yep.
It's bad.
The range
Yeah,
at
we're
least.
just-
Maybe
we're
once
just
we get
chilling
outside of the range. Looks good.
Yeah, tomorrow's better, probably.
Range, go away. Come again another day.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, you know, I mean, again, you're the tribe, right? So taking responsibility. I mean, everything is your responsibility at the end of the day. I mean, you know, no one's gonna, you know, care about you more than you in a way, right? So once you begin to accept that everything is your responsibility, then you can make really good decisions. And now you know, hey, failure is my responsibility, and so is success, right? So you can now, once you begin to, in a way, like, I don't want to say blame yourself for everything, but again, take responsibility. Now you can move in the right direction, right? Now you can get into that headspace and be like, hey, look, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I made a mistake, that's because I did that. You know, like I made a mistake one day. The kids were messing around here at my desk, and you know, whose fault was it? It was my fault. You know, my kids shouldn't have been on my desk, touching my computer, messing with me, or I shouldn't have been looking at the charts or focused on the markets while my kids were up here hanging out, you know, having fun, right? So again, or I could be like, these stupid kids, I hate my kids, I hate my blah, 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 right? Like, I could do that too. But once you take full responsibility, again, it's very, very liberating to know that, okay, I caused it. That means I can, you know, I can cause it to, you know, work for me just as much as I can cause it to work against me. Let's see. All right, another closure in the range. Figured that. Exactly.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Time to wait.
Great day to preserve capital here.
If you're jumpy, go out there, do some burpees or something. That'll cure the feeling that you have right now.
Alright, some push-ups maybe.
Yeah.
I'm about
20
to
burpees for sure. We'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Good burpees too, because sometimes I see people doing burpees, bro, and I'm like, that's not even half of a burpee, bro.
Same thing with the push-ups, bro, honestly.
At least they're doing
Yeah.
something. But
They're trying. You know, we got to
Like,
give him credit for trying.
Don't know if that'll work or not, but at least you're trying.
John, you gonna go gym after here?
Yeah, yep. Right after the
Solid.
session. Yeah. Sir.
Good day to stay out. Yeah, great day. Great day. I think the only really good maybe opportunity I've seen, probably this one right here. Yeah, was it that one? Yeah, I think it was that one right there.
Yeah, those sales in the 15-minute.
Other than that, nothing too crazy. Nothing too much. How was the 8 a.m. 30-minute celery play? Let's take a look. 8 a.m. 30-minute celery play. This one right here. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, our 4-hour was trying to move bearish at that point, so that's why I was waiting for the range 2 above there. All right, so that's why I was saying if we could have got a closure above there now or earlier, right, I would have rather take those than take this. Yeah, I didn't really like it that much. We had already moved up quite a bit. You had a lot of wicks here in this area too. So I was thinking more so range 2 buys above there when it came to like that 15-minute zone. So like not this buy here on the closure above there, but once you, like, let's say this candle closed above, that would have been the move that I would have took.
Good.
Gotta save energy, yeah. All right, who else got any good questions? I think that might be it. Anybody going once, going twice, anything? What time is it? 10:48. I think we call it here. We return for Asian session.
Let's do it.
Good luck
Good
trading
to
this 1 hour. Holy smokes. Wow.
Funny.
The finish line? There is no finish line. There's like legit no finish line to anything. So you should always be setting new goals and areas and maintaining and upgrading and all that good stuff. Yeah. The finish line would just be live a healthy life all the way through. Eat clean, get good exercise, and never stop that. Dot. Let's see. Is there any more? Any more? Shift identity. We talked a lot about that earlier in the stream. Yeah. We talked a lot about it. You know, you gotta get a vision, right? Then you gotta really align with that vision. So you gotta identify as the individual. So whoever the person, the individual you see, the 10.0 version of you, once you have that vision, right? Now you begin to identify as that person, even when you don't see the results of being that person, right? So you just got to live in it, right? Abundance flows towards expectation, not hope. So expect that you are that person, right? Stay in the daily, day by day, right? What would this person do? What time would they wake up? What would they be watching? What would they be reading? All that stuff. All of it. Act as if.
Act as if, man. Abundance flows towards expectation, not hope. Love that.
So I think the Matrix is overvalued. So the Matrix is good in terms of like the design of it all, right? But then again, there's areas in the Matrix that are going to try and keep NPCs. They need a bunch of non-player characters, right? They need a bunch of people just basically working for them, harvesting everything that they need. So when you're in that end of the Matrix, right? So that means you're being taken advantage of in the Matrix. Somebody like me is taking advantage of the Matrix. So there's a difference, right? And you gotta, spot it and first know that you're in a Matrix, in order to even be able to play the game. All right, I think we're good.
Stay out of trouble, man. That's all.
Yeah. 15-minute sells on London. I don't know. I wasn't in London today.
We had like an opportunity in London. We had buy stops, but yeah, kind of just nothing. Went straight back down.
Yeah.
So no trades.
Yeah, there you go. I like that, Carlos. You don't escape the Matrix by fighting it. You escape it by no longer being run by it. That's it. So you take advantage of the Matrix. Don't let the Matrix take advantage of you. All right. I think we're good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We should have a better market condition tomorrow. And yeah, get ready to go. Today was kind of like a little chill day with the bank holiday, but tomorrow we keep it moving, baby. It's been a great month so far. Let's keep the momentum going. Johnny Jams, Rafi, Magnus, see you guys
Thank you for having us, my G.
in the Asian
Sorry,
session.
man. Thank you for having us here.
Chat.
Have a
Hope you
great
guys
day.
have a wonderful day. If you guys are not in the clubhouse yet, you can join us tonight for the Asian session. And everyone else, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hey, we seeing W's all in the chat. It's like a home run straight off of the bat. Lion, the shooter, the cat out the bag. I can't dilute it, I'm bringing the facts like I was lost, but now I'm found. Trapped in darkness till you came around. Broken chains all falling to the ground. We ain't taking no L's. No, 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 no. Saints breaking out of seals. Go, 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 go. The battle's been won. He said it's done. So we ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. Hey, he ain't taking no L's. The victory is already won. 3 days in the ground in the kingdom. It gun wild, just wait around when he told you to run. Told you to run. Run the race at the pace that you're supposed to. Break through, and there's nothing that he won't do. Broken chains all falling to the ground. We ain't taking no L's. No, 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 no. Saints breaking out of seals. Go, 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 go. The battle's been won. He said it's done. So we ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. Hey, we ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. No, no L's. Hey, taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's. We ain't taking no L's.
All I do is make fire, I'm a caveman. Never dropped the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it was get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans, I made two. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make two.
When I'm sliding on the beat, they like, who is that? Coin flipper, way that I be turning heads. Side stage, stomach turning, I'm a nervous wreck. Till I heard the fans and the kick, pull the curtain back. Wow, big wig, I don't need a hairpiece. Big dog, no leash, they know I'm a rare breed. Big shoes, can't feel them, this a rare feat. Big price, no sale, but I'm still carefree. Yeah, sweet 16s for the diabetics. Any era, I don't care, I'm the guy to get it. If it's 1842, then I'm a violinist. Still the illest, go ahead, check the hieroglyphics. Yeah, said it's impossible, huh? It's impossible, huh? Oh man, hey, you know if anyone can, I can.
Make fire, I'm a caveman. Never dropped the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it was get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans, I made two. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make two. Big hitter, baby, I'm in the 4th spot. Been in this position, ain't a shortstop. Every song gold, my catalog up at Fort Knox. Thinking they can get in on this, baby, of course
They
not.
don't even know what it takes, it's a lethal dose. Make it look easy, think they got it, they ain't even close. Play Nintendo in Japan, baby, we remote. Paling in comparison, ain't looking like they seen a ghost. Yeah, kinda Nick. Went exactly how we plotted, there was not a twist. Saw exactly what we wanted and we got it ish. That's why we scratching off everything that's on the list. This is not a bit. Said it's impossible, huh? It's impossible, huh? Oh man, you know if anyone can, I can.
Make fire, I'm a caveman. Never dropped the ball, got great hands. I was younger, it was get rich or die trying. Now I'm grown, still rolling with the same plans. Had other plans, I made two. Not one of them was struggle or just make do. Never satisfied and still the same dude. So when I made my first million, had to make two.